present about the strategic marketing planning on Gucci company. So first of all, I would like to introduce the company. So Gucci was founded, the founder of Gucci company is Lucio Gucci, and he was born in Italy, Florence at 1851. And the first store of Gucci was created at Florence in 1921, and the product designs are basically inspired by the horse racing with the higher level of craftsmanship. And for now, they already have 450 stores opening worldwide. And the industry is focusing on the consumer goods. So the next one is the product life cycle. There are 4 stages in the product life cycle, which is introduction, growth, maturity, and decline stage. For the introduction stage, this is the stage where the products being launched and introduced to the market, and the consumers are now available to purchase the products at the market. For example, so Gucci has recently added a bag named LA Angels to the market for consumer to purchase it. So the next one is the growth stage. This is the stage where the product is started to be accepted by the customers, and the company is making strong profits. So for example, there is a collection named Cruise 2019 menswear by Gucci were launched for a moment already, and the company is still making strong profits. And the third stage is the maturity stage. This is the stage where the product are already established and the company objective is just to maintain the market share they have built up. So the example is the Fall Winter 2018 had launched for quite long, and the sales are started to slowing down. And the last stage is the decline stage. This is the stage that the consumers starting to change their needs towards products. For example, the before 2018 fashions where had not been visited much by the customers because they are starting to seeking for the latest products. And for the external environment analysis, the Bester analysis, the first one is the political. The political factor is the factor whereby the government or political situation that could impact the economy or industries in a country. So for example, is the trade restriction, tax regulations. From Malaysian perspective of political, Malaysia used to be the world's most peaceful and political stable country, but however, in the past year of 2018, the government had changed from Barisan Nasional to Pakatan Harapan. So they are actually bringing some impacts to the tax regulations, which the GST had been replaced by the SST, and it may cause impact to the Gucci companies. The next one is the economic factors. Economic factors have a big impact on how an organization does business or how profitable they are. So the factors include interest rate, exchange rates. So as mentioned by just now, the people mentioned before, the ringgit in Malaysia is weak compared to other countries like US dollars, and it may affect the sales and the price that offered by the Gucci company in the Malaysian country. And the next one is the social factor. Social factor examine the social environment of the market based on the cultural demand, demographic, and population analysis. In Malaysia consists of 60% of Malay, 30% of Chinese, and 10% of Indian, which lead to an energetic culture. And there are lots of cultural festivals being organized throughout the year, and which can be focused by the business organizations. And the buying pattern of Malaysia have some change in the recent years, which they prefer to buy. They prefer to buy online more than rather than just shopping around. So by setting up an e-commerce platform in Malaysia, it can actually gain an opportunities to make more sales. The next one is the technological. The factor is the innovation of technology that may have impact the operations of the industry and the market favorably or unfavorably. So based on the research in year 2015, Malaysia have around 20.1 millions of internet users on the ICT market, which proves that the ICT market have growth fundamental. And at the year of 2018, the ICT market gained the opportunity to make $6.1 million. So, which proves that the e-commerce platform in Malaysia, which proves that the Malaysian buying trend is based on technological. So the next one is the legal factor. The factor has external and internal side. There are certain laws that impact the business environment in certain country while certain policy of the company is being maintained. So the Malaysian legal system is basically based on the British legal system with principle of common laws. The employment law in Malaysia stated that the working wages of a worker must not be less than 1,000 ringgit, which is considered high in amongst the Asian countries where labor cost is cheaper. So this might bring negative effect for the foreign country to start out a business in Malaysia because the operation cost might be higher. So the last one is the environmental. The factor includes all those that influence the surrounding environment. For example, like the agriculture, farming, tourism. So Malaysia is also one of the most deforestation country in the world. So in order to protect the natural system, the government have come up with the laws to protect it. However, Gucci company does not hit this law because they are just focusing on consumer goods, and all the goods they sell are imported from Florence. So I would like to talk about the internal environment analysis, Porter 5 analysis. The first one is the competitive rivalry is low. There is other strong brands in the market, and the market is estimated to grow in the next few years. The main competitors of Gucci is Louis Vuitton, Calvin Klein, and Chanel. And based on what we know, consumers will choose over the product based on its quality and which was high level of quality or craftsmanship, and which is included by all these brands. And the market is basically dominated by these brands, which means that the consumer will just choose over this company or like maybe you will choose Gucci. If not, you will just choose Chanel. They will just choose among the company that dominated the brands. So the next one is the threat of new entrants is low. The operation of Gucci company in fashion industry has short life cycles, which means they have to launch new products like maybe every 6 months or every 3 months, and in order to do that, they need to have higher level of creativity, knowledge, and operations flexibility, which it is hard for new company to gain these competencies to fight with strong brands like Gucci. The third one is the threat of substitute products. It's high because, as we know, branded goods are discretionary products but not compulsory products. So the purchase can be postponed by the buyers to decide that whether they want to purchase it or not, or they will just replace it with the cheaper products. And it also have other things to compete with these kind of products. Maybe the buyers want to buy a car or maybe to went to a holiday trip, and it might affects them to not buying Gucci and substitute it with it. The next one is the bargaining power with suppliers is high. Gucci has a network of around 600 of first and second tier supplier, and Gucci has a good control over these suppliers, and suppliers would also like to cooperate with the strong brands like Gucci. And the last one is the bargaining power with customer is moderate. Customer have many choices, like just now I mentioned, like Louis Vuitton, Chanel, among the high-end luxury brands. And Gucci is a strong brand, so they actually understand the customer needs, and they have the advantage of being proven strong brand over the years because they already operating for decades. And my marketing objective is to launch a new product to a new target customer in order to increase the revenue by 6% in the next years.
It's already 11 minutes and 12 seconds. You still have, I think, a lot of important parts haven't presented.
Yeah.
It shows that it's a very poor time management. Okay, you have to practice before you come in for the actual presentation. Okay, for the content-wise, okay, there'll be say that there is no single citation found in this presentation.
Very nice.
So I wouldn't know how reliable are the facts that you presented to us. Okay, there's no single citation. It's really, really disappointed, and I don't see any reference in the slides as well. There is no reference list as well, so that I would say that this is not a degree work. Okay, maybe this is just a certificate level, not a degree level. Very disappointed. Okay, Sam, nothing much I can ask you, okay, but just need you to clarify your objective. There are how many objectives are you setting?
Just one, they are related because I want to launch new product to increase the sales revenue, like expand my target customer.
And then what is the reason for you to put into 2 points in this case? If there is only one objective, it shouldn't be 2 separate points. If there is 2 separate points, then we will assume that there are 2 objectives. And whereby the first objective, it is not measurable, it is not timeline. Okay? You have to improve how to